Welcome back to another playbook. Happy to see you here. We're back in Blades of Bahamut. We got a very dramatic session today. I apologize. I will not be singing the song. I promise I will sing it. We just got to make a song that does not get me to get sued by Disney. So we're gonna make one, and next time we got it ready, and I feel comfortable that would be sued by one of the biggest corporations, I will do it. But still. We got $200 out of 1,000, 20%. Please keep going. Every little bit helps. If you are curious, the link is right beneath this window. Just look for the symbol with the LGBTQ colors on it. Any information, questions you have, or if you want to donate anything at all, just click that button and it will give you all the information you need. That being said, let's get to it.
Plot twist.
All right. So we are back. Let me just get the map situated in here. All right, cool. So last we left off, you all arrived at Sargaria. Docking there, you were immediately everyone that docked there was introduced to General Karvik, a human barbarian-ish of style, saying that there will be other commanders arriving, but he's the only one there now, so he'll at least give you your instructions. Get a couple days to rest and relax. You're supposed to stay on the south side of the island, not allowed to move anywhere else. Can you do any shopping? Stay on the side. There's a couple businesses. Afterwards, after you check into the inn, after fighting over a couple rooms, some of you decided to stay behind. A couple of you decided to check out the tavern down the hill, while Ren decided to go mosey around in stealth. Eventually getting the lay of land, trying to recon for whatever reason, and eventually decided to notice that two people just randomly disappeared. Out comes Treya, wearing one of their outfits. Being a little overzealous, was able to be convinced to slip back to a regular uniform and just keep it copacetic. As you all reconvened, there was some awkward situation with flirting with Dahlia, introducing to some romantic novels of a monstrous nature. And eventually, most of you headed back. Gaju tried to communicate successfully with his contact, eventually finding out that with the absence of Silic, a problem has occurred, and now requests that you keep your eye on Dahlia. You not being a big fan of that, immediately the other end decided to disconnect itself. Whether or not they were disappointed in you or not, they just disconnected the connection itself. Ren, noticing that someone was then watching you, you all chased, were able to catch up, block them, knock them out, but as soon as you decided to go in, you accidentally just inhaled a little bit of smoke that came out of the cloak. That's where we left off. So, first off, Ren, to you, the body is laying there. He has reverted back to his... Was your bandana on?
Probably.
Okay, so he would have reverted back to his more elvish form with the magic of the bandana on, but no longer in wild shape. Currently, right now, he's breathing. It doesn't necessarily look like he's asleep, but almost under... Not really a spell, but under kind of some kind of compulsion. Eyes are closed, body is completely still. If there was stone here, you would assume petrification, but the body is not under stone. Is there anything you want to do before we decide to go within what is happening for Gaju?
Yes. After checking Gaju and seeing that he's not dead, but this is highly outside of my area of expertise, I start getting really stressed out. If Gaju was awake, he would see shadows from nearby trees just start to creep toward Ren and climb up their body, and Ren instinctively kind of lifts and flexes their gloved arm, and the dark all pools and lifts off of their hand, and a sort of a bird made of shadow develops out of it, but it looks kind of mangy, like sickly, and it hovers sort of in front of Ren, and when it fully forms, it matches their eye, so one eye's blackened over and one eye's amber, and Ren just reaches out and severs the shadow that comes out of their hand and says, "Find Dahlia."
Okay.
And then it takes off.
What's its movement speed? Or flying speed, technically?
Let me look for you. It's 50, so if it moves quickly, if it dashes, can get there pretty quick.
Awesome. Okay.
And then I am going to check. Well, go ahead if you have something else.
Before it arrives, everybody who's currently at the inn, or 2 rooms, anything that y'all want to do if you're not asleep.
How long have we been gone?
I mean, after the run, it's only been like 5 minutes.
Since I went in the room and they stayed in the hallway, would you say it's been 10 minutes or 15?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's because, like, you all of a sudden just went in the room assuming they were following you, and then you didn't notice they were behind. Yeah, probably been more like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I turned around and I'm like, oh, friggin' went and partied without me. But that's fine, because I needed to change into my nightgown, and I didn't know how to tell them to look away. It was going to be really weird, so I'm taking this as the opportunity to get ready for bed. And if it's only been like 15 minutes, then I assume she's only just like gotten into bed, and she's like starts skimming through the bowl.
Okay. If nobody wants to do anything specific, at this point, the creature would have arrived. Specifically trying to find... Is this creature able to phase through things, or does it still have to work with real world physics as far as like physical objects?
It's find familiar, so it
Okay. So
it is a corporeal creature, but it telepathically understands what I understand as long as we're connected. So it knows where Dahlia's room is.
okay. So landing up, like on the only window in your room, you just hear a tapping on the glass.
She's going to jump out of her skin like I wasn't definitely looking at this. Can she... Is there curtains or can she see?
There's like really crappy curtains, but yeah, you can move the curtains out of the way. You can almost see like a shadow of a small creature through the curtains without even having to open them due to the moonlight.
Okay. Definitely cautiously, because I'm like, I know people can change into birds and stuff, so you don't know what they're up to. But she'll pull back the curtain and see the bird, the creepy looking bird there. And I guess open the window.
Okay. So what does the bird do, Ren?
Ravens have mimicry, so it can use really simple speech to talk to you. So it would croak out in this. It looks like you're like, this is a bird that has something wrong with it, but it can talk. So it looks at you, and you've been up really close to Ren's face, so you know what their eyes look like.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, Tom, find Dahlia.
This is horrifying. Okay. But
was I in the room with you guys? With you, Dahlia?
You were, but
asleep.
you were asleep.
Yeah. If it matters, I got a
Where
19
are
on
you?
perception while sleeping.
In bed.
Night at perception while sleeping? Okay. Okay. So, what do you do right away, Dahlia?
I would assume that I can divulge from the context clues that this is something of Ren's creation. With eyes matching, or at least know that this is something to do with.
I mean, that's on your
Probably one
own
of them.
judgment. You're still very new with... Ren's very new to the group.
This is
Comparing eyes, sure. They got the similar eye coloration. So, logically, yes, but you've also never seen Ren make a familiar before, so take with it what
This
you
is valid.
It starts pecking, like you're taking too long, so it starts pecking. Come, Gaju, come, Gaju, come.
will.
Dahlia's mind goes somewhere completely wrong.
Yeah,
because she's getting
I didn't
monster
want to
fucker
say it, but I
porn.
was like,
I didn't even see why you... Okay.
The worst books.
I was just like, la 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 la.
Oh, wow. Woo!
Okay, is someone in trouble?
Probably just repeats it, I'm assuming.
Just tap. It just keeps tapping, and then it like hops back, and then it just looks at you. Find Dahlia.
Okay, I will go.
I'll say at this
And-
point with the hesitation, Apollo, you wake up to this.
What's going on? He's like rolling over like to look, and he's like trying to fumble his glasses on.
This really weird, sick bird just showed up on the window, but it speaks and it's saying something about Gaju, so maybe we need to go look. I thought they were just outside, but
They're not with you? I thought you guys were going somewhere.
I thought we did, and then we came back, and then so she's like making her way across to the door of the room and opening it and looking out, and sure enough, they're not there. So now there is concern.
Well,
And-
I don't know what's even going on, but look, I mean, you shouldn't go alone. Let's go.
Okay. do you need like? No, never mind. Let's go.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I can
Do you
pee
need
later.
like shoes or?
He's like hopping his boots on as he's like already like trying to like get across the room.
She says that, but she like didn't even put on shoes either. So like she's just walking out barefoot.
I'm assuming like as you're hopping into your shoes, like occasionally like one of the
How
wings
much
helps you like
noise is
flap
that
up high
making?
to get up into.
I was just like,
Yeah,
how much noise is that making?
I'm assuming like the lift up and like
Like,
slamming the
put it
boots,
over.
plus also talking to like a bird that probably doesn't have a volume control. It is great, creating some sound. You're eventually hearing like a big smack. Hey, shut it up over there! I'm trying to sleep.
You shut the fuck up. Anyway,
Does that
It's
wake
language.
us up?
Okay, that will definitely
That'll wake you up.
make me get up and go out. I wonder what the hell is going on.
Does that sound like it's coming from the other room?
It does. I get up and go to the door.
I stand up as well.
I open the door. Are you outside at this point, Dahlia?
I'd be like at this point probably halfway down the hall.
I was trying to catch up. He's just
Okay, copy.
hurtling the balcony and like wings going
Yeah.
open.
So you see like a really like odd scene of
Doors are
like
outside, right?
yeah. So you see like an odd scene of like Dahlia like chasing after like this weird, shadowy, familiar bird while Apollo's trying to like put on his clothes, chasing after her, going down the steps
What
and
the
heading out.
hell? Hang on. I'm
Grab
not
your
even
stuff.
gonna anything. I'm just gonna grab my boots and like my shield and sword and be like shirt sleeves and yeah. I do
Same.
not have time for armor.
Grabbing
There's
the
no
weapon.
armor.
She didn't even bother changing. Honestly, she's probably in like a nightgown and like a robe and barefoot, and
Yeah.
probably actually doesn't even have a. No, would have.
I
a
was
dagger.
probably sleeping in shirt and so yank on pants, boots. Don't have time for armor. Grab the shield. Grab the
Who needs
sword.
armor?
Don't know. I haven't.
We don't need
I
armor.
happen to think
There's
that
a
I do,
bird.
but anyway. So yeah, following.
I love this.
Dahlia, what the
Wait,
hell?
If Treya's awake, I'm gonna say stay here. And then
I
Follow.
forgot all about her. Zero
I'm loving this
completely-
like chaotic ass train that's just following
Yes.
this bird. I'm just
Great.
following it. I don't know. It came to the window, so maybe they're in trouble.
Weren't they with you?
They were,
That's
and
what I
then
said.
well, we had a lovely-ish at the tavern. It was weird, and anyway, we came back.
It's always weird at tavern.
That is so true. This was probably one of the weirder times. I'll tell you about it later. But
See, that's
I-
why I don't go.
came in and I thought they were behind me, and then they weren't, and then I was like, okay, cool. Well, like I'm going to change, and like I didn't want it to be awkward, you know. But then like I got ready for bed, and then they didn't come back, and I was just gonna be like, weird. Maybe I wonder what's going on. And the next thing I know, there's a bird at the window, and it's speaking really cryptically, and it.
All right, well, it's getting ahead of us. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd assume that it moves at its normal
Meanwhile-
pace, so it's getting ahead of you.
Like we're saying all of
Walk,
this while we're
walk,
trying to
walk.
run. So
Meanwhile, Ren back at the place,
body?
waiting for at the body. No, at the
Don't make it
side
sound
of
like
their
I'm dead.
unconscious companion, looking over
I'm
this
not
cloak, checking to see if they find anything.
You're checking like the cloak.
Yeah, and they were running detect magic on the way, which lasts for 10 minutes, so I'm
Okay.
assuming it's still up.
Yeah, the cloak itself is magical. You can check the body. If you're taking the time, it would have taken a couple minutes for the bird to go in, take the time to convince, drag back. You can give me an investigation check with advantage.
Heck yeah.
So you're taking some time on it. You got no one in your way.
I rolled a natural 20. So
Hey!
that's gonna be 26.
Okay, so checking the cloak. Oh no,
Oh
we lost
no!
somebody.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Ow!
Dear down.
You're a down! No!
she's been having internet issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There she is.
Maybe.
Baby.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hello, friend.
They tripped on their shield. Keep going.
Okay, cool. Well, so... Okay, there you go. There we go.
There she is. You're muted.
Still muted.
Oh,
I
there
just
you
unmuted it twice.
There you go.
Yes, Sword.
2 times the charm. Okay, so
Right?
with the nat 20, added to your detect magic, you're able to figure out that this cloak, that being magical, has a few pieces of properties to it that are quite unique. Nothing offensive in nature. One is it allows... It seems that the wearer of it, while attuned, allows them to instantly teleport with 30 feet in any direction when someone sees them as a reaction. 2, the cloak itself is actually almost a summoned item. It does not actually need a body to actually move. Most likely being controlled from somewhere else. So no one is actually wearing the cloak. 3, the cloak itself is actually was actually holding an actual vial inside. When it was eventually taken down and flipped over, the vial exploded. You are unable to discern what the vial itself does, but you see the broken pieces all over the place. But you can tell the way that this cloak works is as long as someone attunes to whatever magic it is to control the cloak itself acts as a kind of a second person of sorts. So whoever's controlling the cloak is mentally controlling it somewhere else, theoretically.
Do I get the impression that that I could take this item and it would become unattuned from someone, or do I get the idea that it can be attuned over long distances for long periods?
You assume that once you guys attacked it and essentially broke the cloak, the attunement essentially stopped. So the cloak itself is just laying there as a regular just cloak. You actually, without knowing that it's magical, you would just assume that it's just a basic cloak that might have some magical properties to it. Without have actually knowing ahead of time, you would have noticed.
I'm gonna shove that in my bag while I'm still alone.
Alright.
And I am going to use my gloved hand to pick up some of the pieces of this vial.
Okay.
And just like store them in like a spare bit of like scrap leather.
Okay.
And put that in my bag. And then I distinctly saw the mist go into Gaju only, right? Like
so the
it
mist
looked like
itself
it
just
dispersed.
exploded and just shot straight up, and it just happened that you reacted very quick because you're already on the defense. You're already ready to do something. You were going to strike, so you already were ready. But unfortunately, Gaju was just not lucky enough, and then just kind of almost reacting backwards. It was just kind of almost instinctively inhaled. It didn't specifically go anywhere else. It looks like once it hits the air, it just kind of disperses, and it's a one-shot deal.
Gotcha.
So if technically
Okay.
Gaju would have succeeded, nothing against gravity here, but if Gaju would succeed, it could be a complete failure of the whole vial itself.
Okay. I will start pacing since he's still breathing. I'm just gonna keep watch. I will like pace around his body to keep him protected and wait for everybody to show up.
Give me a
And I'm gonna
perception
fire
check.
off occasionally. Cool. I'll do that first.
Okay.
Plus
This music is so spooky.
23.
23. After pacing a little bit, you now notice that you swore this thing had feet, this thing had arms. You didn't really see anything other than eyes, you just saw a shadowy face. But you don't see footprints other than yours and the elk footprints of Gaju's wild shape. But you swore you saw this thing running on the ground, not like it was levitating or anything like that.
As somebody who is specialized in trickster magic, does it feel like it was illusory?
You could assume it was definitely more of an not really an illusion. You could assume based off the ability of the cloak that maybe it's more of like someone created a copy of themselves, almost very similar to an echo. It can still
Spectral.
act and be a physical body of itself, but it's not truly the real person. Like
Have
maybe
I ever
somebody.
seen anybody use an ability like that before?
Give me a history check.
18.
18. I'd say you would know of people who create this kind of specific item. It's used for people to be able to. It was originally created for people that are not able to move functionally as themselves, unfortunately, poorly mobiled, to be able to create a copy of themselves and still move freely around the world. Kind of like a D&D VR machine, essentially, of sorts.
Cool.
But the ability itself has been stolen several 20-ish years ago to essentially use for thievery. A lot of really, really strong, powerful thieves guilds have stolen a few of these. There's really only about 50 of them in the world. And they're able to use them to break into certain vaults, and if God forbid if they get captured, they don't actually get captured, it's just the cloak. And then by the time the people find the cloak, the ability ends, and unless they know better like you do, they just assume it's a regular cloak. And then know nothing of the wiser.
So theoretically, if I poked around in the right places, I could probably get an idea if one of those has moved around lately, I think. So, I'm gonna... The direction I know that the sleeping quarters are, just every few seconds, I'm gonna fire off message, that way specifically targeting Dahlia.
Okay.
Like, because I know she'll get close enough eventually, and I'll just be like, pick up the pace, your boyfriend's in trouble.
Would I hear that yet?
Yeah, I mean, you guys
I'll
are
say
literally
it every
almost,
few
with
seconds.
the amount of stuff that's happened, you literally would have heard it, like, when you're about 100 feet away. So you would have heard it, and, like right around the corner, you would have seen them.
I would also like to hide, so I can
Okay.
look for stuff.
So no, you would not see
from
them. Oh, okay, fair
not
enough.
me, but
Okay.
so I'm gonna just roll into like the nearby brush where he is, so I can keep a lookout and get the jump on anyone that isn't my party. So that'll be 24.
Okay, cool. Got it.
And then I will wait.
The moment I can hear that, I will shoot back and say, I leave you two alone for 5 minutes. What the fuck happened?
I will fire it off again. Someone was watching us. We chased them, and it went poorly. This is not my fault. I just want to make sure that you know that before you get here.
I don't respond. I just, I do pick up the pace, like break into a jog.
About this point, you all would have, or at least Dahlia would have caught up. The rest of you are several turns behind each other, depending on when you essentially intersected with the group. But you all would essentially get there within 3 seconds of each other, give or take.
I love that
I-
I'm just face first in the ground.
No, I flipped you over. I flipped you over.
Okay.
Because I checked you. I flipped you over with my shoe. My apologies, but I did flip you over.
As you all get there, the
Um,
first thing you do see as far as Gaju is flat back on the ground, but completely still. You do occasionally see like if like a little bit dust blown up, like you can still see breathing happen, but it's very slow.
As
There's
soon
eyes
as I see that it's the party, I put my hand up and for my bird to land, but instead of landing on me, it just absorbs into
Sure.
my body and disappears.
I dig it.
Oh, that's creepy.
I think I'm not awake yet. All right, what's going on?
Oh god, there's a hand over there.
It's just me. Worry about this specific thing later. Something is wrong with him.
Yeah.
We were chasing someone. I caught them watching him, and we made chase. He wild shaped. We cornered it, and when we went to try and stop it, it vanished exploded and I moved out of the way, but Gaju was an elk, so I don't think he was quite fast enough, and then now he's like this. And I don't know why, because I'm not the cleric, so please help me not kill him.
Cleric, do your cleric things.
Was it a spell or was it?
While they're explaining this, I'm like listening, but also immediately kneeling down, like trying to assess him.
As far as I can tell, it was some sort of reaction from this vial. Be careful, there's glass from it on the ground. There was some wraith of some sort that was carrying whatever did this, but I'm not familiar with the type of concoction that it was. Maybe Apollo can help.
If, from a cleric, you can give me a medicine check. If you're proficient with it, you can get it to you with advantage. If anybody else here has a medicine proficiency, you can roll me a medicine check. Okay.
How am I not proficient?
I have no idea.
What have I been doing with my life? Did I roll that?
You're the cleric!
To not take proficiency in medicine.
Proficient in persuading you.
Yeah, well,
Not the DM, you're not.
certainly are not.
Wait, why did I don't know why I rolled that with advantage. I wasn't thinking. It was an 8 and then a 7. Just want me to, I don't know, what do you want me to do? Pick one, I don't
Just
know.
roll again. Just roll again.
They both suck, but
I'll just roll again. Just give me just another roll.
see if it's
The
good. I feel like I'll be
benevolent DM.
cheating. Nope, it's even worse. Great.
Okay.
Cool. 7.
Alright, so you're trying to investigate what's left. There, as first sight, there's a few things you see without putting any effort into it that you all can see. One is what little liquid is left that hasn't turned into more of an aerosol form is kind of a really, really like dark oozy green. It almost kind of looks like a slime that maybe when it cracked, it exploded and then interacted with the air and then turned into a very poisonous gas. This little bit that's dropped maybe just didn't convert yet. You can definitely for anybody who has any kind of magic proficiency, you can definitely tell that it's not only just the liquid inside that's the problem. There's something with the actual broken vial jar itself has some kind of magical properties as well. But with that check, I mean, that's what you really just notice. You don't really get much more.
Do I think that identifying and casting the identify spell would help, or is it too late because it's broken?
You could give me identify on the piece that still has the liquid on it. It won't give you everything, but you can give me identify, and then I can at least give you some information.
Can I also
Okay,
do an Arcana check on it?
Are you proficient with Arcana?
Yeah.
If you're proficient with Arcana, you
Surprisingly.
can roll me Arcana check, yes.
Okay.
Alright, roll.
Can I help her and give her advantage because I'm also proficient?
Sure.
I got 19.
19.
I got a
Damn, get it.
23. And that was, you said with advantage?
Yeah, so you could roll again
Yes.
Okay.
to see if you got a natural 20. Okay, so
I will
23.
go with the 23.
Everybody kind of like poking their eyes at the liquid and the little piece of glass that's left, putting your heads together, kind of going through it and trying to figure out more magical, less medicinal of how this works. You're not exactly sure what the actual poison in the liquid does, but you know there's some kind of more powerful magic at work here. First off, you can assume this was not from anybody here on this island. Whatever this is was created with something that you all can tell, putting your heads together as using your arcane knowledge, doesn't exist yet. Whatever this is, either you don't know of it, or the magic ability to create it has not been created yet, or has been invented yet. You can
So are
figure
we
out
assuming...
you can figure out
so
two
are we-
properties that you know of before you start. A couple properties that you know of before you start. One is the vial itself is indestructible. It only breaks when the attunement ends. It's almost like it's actually attuned to the actual cloak. When the cloak spell breaks, so does the actual glass. 2 is the glass itself is actually makes the actual hole inside completely airtight. Nothing can penetrate it until the glass breaks. That's what you can figure out. As far as the rest of the knowledge, without the medicinal purposes, you do not know. But that's what you know about the jar.
Slowed me down when I needed it.
What were you going to say, Apollo?
So are we assuming that this is some kind of a magical effect on Gaju, or just that the vial itself was magical?
The vial itself is magical.
Got it.
Was that what I got with Identify, or have I not cast Identify yet?
That would have been what they would have got with that. With Identify, you would have only picked up one more piece of information, because Identify doesn't tell you about the medicinal purposes, just that. You can identify that this specific item, it kind of throws you for a loop because you don't understand it fully, but in theory, this item essentially allows itself to allow someone to communicate with their either past or future self.
That's what I think the green stuff does?
With the vial with it, yes, but you don't understand how it necessarily works. There's no such thing as that exists in this world. Not even true chronomages can even pull themselves into their past or future body.
So I get the vibe that this is like divinatory magic / chronomancy, maybe?
Kind of. It's hard to tell since none of you have ever seen something like this before. Based on it, it also seems it seems like it's a trap. Like whoever breathes in it is supposed to essentially pull themselves into another version of themselves, whether it already existed or will exist.
Right, like you wouldn't do it for fun. It's it's something you don't want to happen.
Correct.
For lols.
Yeah, this isn't like, I just need a hit, man. I need to see myself in the future. Let's do this.
Tell me I'm okay. Tell me I'm that guy. All right, I'm gonna look at Apollo and be like, this is way over my head. Whatever's happening to him right now is probably like the worst trip of his life. He's either going through something in his memory or something that hasn't happened yet. I don't fucking understand how that works. That magic isn't real. It's never been made before. So all I can tell is it's maybe divinatory of some sort, maybe chronomancy and divination mixed together.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Finish what you were saying. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
And other than that, I don't know how to stop it or what kind of effects it might have or why specifically anyone would want to do this to him. But I'm very positive of one thing, which is that they were looking for him.
Apollo, with that knowledge given to you, I'm not going to say why you can do this, but specifically because it's you, I'm going to allow you to give me a history check to see if this makes sense to you.
Okay.
If I tell you why, it might give away the answer. So,
sure.
Allow you to roll a history check.
That uncertainty.
This dice likes 14 a lot tonight, so I got an 18.
Okay.
Hey.
Due to living within books a lot in your life, and specifically being the race that you are, you've heard about something like this. You've never heard of it work before, but you've heard of it in theory. You do know that there are many lineages that live within the tiefling line where they're specific, if they're warlocks or sorcerers, if they specifically serve a devil or demon. They help them try to solve the ultimate answer. How can we commune with our ancestors? How can we commune with the original devils? This seems like something like that. You don't understand how it works, but you know it's been a question that's been plaguing a lot of... It kind of like kind of like if Sith, kind of like that. They learn knowledge by communicating with Sith of past. Very similar. But this works both ways. But again, you assume based off what you've read, you don't understand how it actually works, but you assume this shouldn't work yet.
Okay. He will then look kind of back at Ren, like taking his glasses off, kind of rubbing the bridge for a second. He's like, well, from what you're explaining, from what I can understand, I think that there is certain tieflings and devils and demons that have worked in the past in a way to find a way to communicate with past selves, and be able to kind of learn, I guess, from themselves. But it hasn't been decided or figured out yet. The connection, it's been tried. The only thing I've ever really heard of it ever actually working was just this fantasy story of this one book I read called The Dexmen, where a telepath was able to send back this person mentally to his old body. But that's all. I mean, that was a fairy tale. That aside, yes, no. It's like you said. It's kind of a chrono lineage bloodline magic that was a theory, I guess you could say, but never actually put into practical sense.
I didn't consider bloodmen.
Well, it is. I mean, Gaju looking around. It's a tiefling, so maybe they're.
We all know that.
Well, I was making sure no one else was around to hear that. But the bandana, the elf thing. But yeah, I and potentially, it doesn't exist that I know of. So maybe somebody's figured it out in the future, and now they're sending something back to communicate with Gaiju about something.
With that being said,
time travel.
With that being said, we are now going to pull ourselves to Gaju.
Oh boy, get your popcorn. We're going full effect here.
Snacks.
Get those specs.
First
on.
off, Gaju, just roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Wisdom. That's a 13.
13. Almost as if you fell face forward, you almost fell out of your body. You're still falling. You can't see anything. Your eyes are like shut. Like you can't open up your eyes. You can't move your body. You just feel yourself almost like you're skydiving. You're just falling in a thing of black. You don't feel in danger, but you're just like, you can definitely tell that you dropped out of your body. You don't understand how. You can't speak. You can't move. You can think, but you're just kind of like locked in this position.
Okay.
You don't hear wind coming against you, but you can definitely feel the pressure of falling. It's happening for several minutes. Give me a perception check. I've been falling
Oh my
for 30
fucking
minutes.
god. I apparently 8s are my thing tonight. You said perception?
Correct.
11.
11. Okay. Before anything happens, you hear it's hard to hear. It's almost like someone's trying to help you, but maybe you're just not receptive to it quite yet. But you hear a voice in the distance, very quiet. You hear, I'm trying to help. Just hang on as long as you can. Remember, it's not set in stone. And then eventually keeps repeating it over and over again as you eventually keep falling. Falling.
Do I
until-
recognize this voice?
Not with that perception check, unfortunately. The last thing you hear in your head, as the voice starts getting quiet, as you can tell that it's not falling with you, it's stuck in place. Events can't change, but details can. As eventually you fall, until you start slowing down. You start to smell smoke. You start to feel the heat of fire. Not that it burns you of sort, but you feel definitely heat, as if you're almost... You can definitely tell that this is a feeling of maybe like wherever you are contained in maybe a house that has a fire pit inside. You eventually start hearing the crackle of the fire, but it's all around you, not just in front of you, not to your side.
Go ahead.
You start to have your body change. Your body just automatically moves as if you're kneeling in position. Your arms go back until you can feel yourself no longer falling. You're just on solid floor. Slowly but surely, you start hearing footsteps walking around. Some of them heavy, some of them light. Start to hear voices. Should be about that time. Spell should have taken effect. You hear a deeper voice in the background. I have a lot riding on this. If he doesn't work, none of this will work. Are you sure? You feel a hand going to kind of inspecting your face, but you still can't move or see. Any minute now. Don't worry. It'll work. Give me a Constitution check.
Another fucking 8.
Oh.
That's the third 8 of this session.
I think everybody else is still in your high
constantly.
rolls.
Yeah, Constitution check.
Yeah. You're trying to
10.
you're trying to fight through this. Okay. You're still kind of
a check or a save?
a check.
Okay, so 10.
Okay. You're still kind of locked in, so you can kind of feel what's going on. Something has locked your hands behind you. You can feel the iron of bracers around your arms. You can hear the chains as someone's like loosening them a little bit as your arms start to drop, but you still can't move them. You can feel a weight over your legs as you're kneeling. You can feel that your body is kind of like hanging there, as if whatever you were doing before, you've probably been in this position for so long, your body has kind of gotten numb. You can feel the pins and needles against your skin of just the tightness.
Is this a position that I'm familiar with being in before?
Not during this campaign. If the fire itself gets louder, you can now hear that the fire's all around you. It does sound controlled, not like the building itself is on fire, but you can definitely tell that due to the walking and the feel of your legs, you're definitely on some kind of gravel. You don't hear the footsteps themselves are on solid, like concrete, but broken. You occasionally hear, as some people are walking, you hear some of the gravel itself break off, but almost like embers falling from a volcano. Almost like each piece of the floor is burning hot. So every time a piece wipes off itself from the concrete, it almost is a stone of fire that falls off. You eventually hear again, I think we're there. Yeah. Any second now. Go ahead. Send them out there. Should only a few minutes before they find the body. As you hear loud steps. Familiar to your own, but heavier. Sound of tiefling hooves. Walking heavy. But almost in the size of a giant. As you hear these loud thuds. Walking away from you. Moving up some steps. And eventually a large body sitting down. What sounds like a solid chair. Give me one more Constitution check.
$21.
21. your eyes start to open up. Still no control of your body quite yet, but it's mostly due to how numb your body is. You're unsure of your surroundings other than what you've already kind of investigated. Vision is blurry to you, almost like your eyes have just been dilated. With all the light in here and the flare, it's really annoying to your eyes. But you see someone in front of you. The cloaked man you were just chasing. Face still shadowed within the cloak. Only the redness of eyes peering through. While his hand is holding you up. With you unable to really have the strength to lift up your own head. There we are. I see it worked. See? Told you. Nothing to worry about. Give me an investigation check.
$18.
Alright. Even through the blurry vision, you're able to pick out a few things up here. I'm going to change the map. Now, I'm going to put your token down. Just don't... You're still locked into place. Sure. Where are you? There we go. As you are right in the center, you're able to spot out a couple people. First off... where is it? Oh, shit. Hang on 1 second. I forgot to add one person.
Oh no.
Don't worry, it'll only take me a second. I'm like, wait, what to do? Oh fuck! I knew there was something I forgot.
If I had my milk, if I had my conspiracy milk right now, I'd be chugging it.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh god, sorry, I'm still learning this. It wouldn't let me preset his size.
Oh no.
Hey, yo.
Okay. There we go.
Getting Power Ranger make my monsters grow vibe.
Alright. So, as you see this large, giant devil sit up on this large throne made of embers and stone. Carved in almost like someone just decided to just take a chisel and make a very rugged chair within it. Not putting too much time. So you see a familiar structure to what looks very similar to a structure of what Silic looked like when he lost control. No mouth, glowing tattoos on the face and body. But this one has 4 horns. Black skin, crimson tattoos, golden horns, and large wings. Clawed hands and hooked feet. Wearing very decorative armoire. Golden pauldrons, golden tunic. And it's just holding this large sculpted broadsword on his side. Holding on the side. As the cloaked one in front of you looks back at him. Looks back at that cloaked one. You have 1 hour. After that, you are no longer useful to me. Don't worry, I won't disappoint. turns back around. As you start noticing that the face itself starts to show itself up. Looks like almost like he's disengaging a shadow on his face. You start to see what looks like a drow. Purplish, darker skin. Male. Crimson eyes. Looks at you. You must be so confused right now. As you start looking around and you start seeing whatever you're in is some kind of ritual. Obelisks on all sides. Summoning stones. Different portions. And you are on a large ritualistic stone. And almost as time is going on, you're almost hearing cracking of the earth. Getting louder around you in different positions. As you almost feel the heat increase. You can speak now if you'd like.
Care to enlighten me?
What'd you say?
Care to enlighten me?
He looks around the room, looks at you. Well, let's just say you have a very important purpose. And as you heard, I got 1 hour. So we're gonna make this fun, but not too fun. I don't want to take my time with it too long. You got something we need. And unfortunately, your current self is a little bit of a nuisance. So, he starts waving his hands. He starts seeing more to the room. You start hearing more chains being pulled. You hear a couple people behind you being held up behind chains. You start hearing a groggy sound from each one of them. What's happening? Excuse me for a second. As you just hear a blade being pulled out. Huh, don't worry. Just slices the throat very slowly. What are you doing? As the other one starts to yell. Just making a point, and just slices the other one's head off. As the two bodies get killed, you feel the heat increase. And you hear the cracks in the ground get louder. Almost as if every death does something to the ground beneath you. You can see the giant above. Amusing. But if we needed one body per sacrifice, I would have done that a long time ago. You said this one has a purpose. I've been doing this for 1,000 years. Show me. Waves his hand around again. You see another person on chains connected to the throne that he's sitting on. It's hard to see at this distance. Looks like another drow. Not fully awake yet, but hanging. You can't tell, but looks like another drow just hanging there. I'm sorry, this is a little too soon. Spins it away, the drow disappears. Summons a little chair in front of you. Tell me. Where you're... Sorry. This is new. The time you're from. Have you gone to war yet? Have you seen all that death?
I've seen plenty.
So this isn't gonna be, too odd for you. Good. Don't want you to get squeamish. Steps back up. Takes his hands. Creates 3 doors in front of him. Like I said, we're gonna have some fun with this. But before, let me tell you something. Let me enlighten you on where you are, because realistically, in this case, knowledge isn't gonna help you. We're in Khalid. Don't know if you've been. But this is a hotspot for our kind. And you are some years in the future. You're very important. Think of yourself as a very important chess piece. Positioned correctly, and the king wins. I'm trying to position that piece correctly that has not been positioned in some time. Unfortunately, other pieces on the board have been very stubborn. A nuisance, but there are pieces nonetheless that need to be moved. We cannot lose them. If we lose them, we lose everything. So, think of yourself as a bargaining chip. With you here, either you'll get us what we want, or you'll convince the other person to get us what we want. So, that being said, Mealy just does this and moves you up and positions you straight up as you have a hard time standing, as your body, whatever it's been going through, hasn't stood in a long time. But you're able to freely move even though you're still attached to chains. If you look at your hands are a little different. You are who you are. You're still Gaju. But your skin itself seems a little bit more aged. Not so much so. You're a tiefling elf. But you show... Looking at your hands, you look like whatever you've been gone through, has definitely put some wear on your body. You feel both stronger, but also drained. You're free to talk if you'd like.
A chess piece in whose game?
A war that's existed since the beginning of time. You think that this Trinity War has any importance? Humans, elves, Aberrant? All it is people just fighting for land. But there's much land out there. Many realms. And realistically, there's really only 3 powers in control that's really to be fighting. This one back here, as he points at the devil. I'm going to make sure he gets on the winning side. With your help.
Why would I do that?
Oh, I don't assume you're going to want to do that now. And maybe I can't convince you, but I will certainly try. And believe you me, if you don't do it, I'll make the other one do it. But I'd rather not have your death on my conscience. You have some importance. So, just takes his hand and adds more details to the doors. See, each door has a symbol on it. Can you read Celestial?
No.
Okay. But you do read Infernal and Elvish, right? Correct?
Yes.
You're able to read the door on the far left, the door in the middle. So the left one, it gets illuminated with crimson, almost designed in red and blood. See a name on it. Gotta make sure I say this correctly. See a name is Deimos. Damoes. You also recognize the kind of symbol, but not exactly the symbol itself. This is a symbol for a clan. Resembling as this is a, whatever this is, this sword represents the Deimos clan, whoever they are, or whatever they are. The center one, this one is more white and green. Has a palish tone to it. Very lacking of color other than the green itself. The green is very muted. You read this one, also as a clan symbol of sorts, but still not really grabbing your attention, but you're at least able to read it. This one says Minya clan. Minya.
Hold on, I gotta go save the internet from the dog.
Okay.
Can you respell that last one?
Minya.
Aurum, don't eat the internet.
Or there's some serious shit going down. We need you to hold off.
Come on, Orem.
Puppies have no care for serious shit.
No, they do not.
Sorry, he was chewing on the extension cord.
Do we need do you want to take a 5-minute break? We can, if it helps.
It's still pretty early, so unless everyone else wants one,
I just didn't know if you
can wait
need
a
to do
little bit
something.
longer.
I just didn't know if you need to do something with Orem.
Not right now.
Okay.
I'm so invested.
Okay. Yeah, you see the middle one is Elvish, but it's almost written in both Elvish and Common. It's like almost like a twist the language together, and it spells Minya, Minya. You also know what these two words mean. Minya means, well, it has 3 different terms under that specific language. Under Elvish, it means first or beginning. There's also a ancient word for some of the first humans that also declared as Alpha. The left door, that said Deimos, specifically means dark, devil, demon, but also has a twist language of being first. But you're unable to read the right one. Pretty much assuming it's some kind of celestial or angelic language of some sorts, but you cannot read it. That one being glowing of blue and silver. Almost a very platinum-looking door. Solid steel. Ornate. The only thing that would make it look even more glamorous would be gold. Well, it's given only a little bit of time, so let's do this. Somebody takes a sword and immediately slashes down behind you. Cuts off the chains. Go ahead. Pick a door. Any door. I don't care which one which.
What for?
Like I said, convincing. I mean, I could kill you. That makes it any easier.
Ah, but you wouldn't do that now, would you?
I don't want to. Think of it as a field trip. Worst case scenario, you learn a few things.
Alright, I'll pick a door. But first, you're going to tell me who the other one is.
Him?
No. If you said you couldn't get me, you get the other one. Who?
Let's just say I can promise you that you will find out once, let's make a deal. Not against deals. 2 doors. In and out. I'll show you. I'll even let you talk to him.
I'm not picking a door till you tell me.
Very well. As he just holds up his hands so your chains just go right into his hands. Don't need you to do it on your own accord. Let's go. As he opens up the center door, just starts dragging you along. You get pulled in. You can give me a strength check if you like to fight back.
Hold on. Strength check.
Strength check.
Ooh, 18.
18. Okay. As he pulls, you're able to fight back a little bit as you pull back. Ah, got some strength. All right. Well, I don't have to pull you. Tell you what, I'll sweeten the deal. One door. You can see who it is on the chain.
I already told you. I'm not picking the door until you show me who it fucking is.
I'm sorry. I was hoping you can do this on your own. As all of a sudden you just see the large devil raise his hand. You immediately just open it up and then just shove it together. As you immediately just feel a pain in your ribs. I wish you wouldn't have made him do that. I need you to take 14 points of force damage. Like I said, I don't want to hurt you. But unfortunately, I'm limited to what he will do. As you hear the deep voice of the devil behind him. Hurry it up. I might have waited 1,000 years, but this is getting boring. Show him what you need to show him, so we can get this done. The cloaked one just steps back, opens up the middle door, and just kindly gestures you in. If you would please, present yourself in the door.
I don't trust devils.
You're
I'll
warned
walk
of one.
through.
Okay. You walk through. You immediately
knocked.
You enter into a dim light. Not dark, not bright, just fading light. You switch from a humid heat to now a damp, boggy feel. Just like before, your senses hit you before you actually see. You still hear him talking to you. Just give it a second. Takes him a little bit to attune. You start hearing someone walk down steps. And you start hearing a battle going on. You eventually hear a man say, "I'll cut her head right off, right now. Step back." Then you hear a battle going on. Then you hear footsteps run past you. Your eyes get illuminated. As you see a group of, wait, we got this time. 5 people running past you. You can immediately tell that whatever this is, you can't interact with it. You're seeing something. Not sure. You're willing to make a check if you would like. Of if it's happening now, if it's happening in the past, or if it's happening in the future. But you're seeing something. If you want to make a check,
What
you
kind
can.
of check?
You can give me an Arcana check.
$14.
14. You feel whatever's happening, you haven't changed time. Most likely happening right now. You see this group running ahead of you, going into this large cave. The cloaked one gestures you. We're gonna follow. Don't worry, nothing here can harm us. We're just here as observers. He starts walking ahead, assuming you're walking behind.
Aurum! Hey!
Gaju shouts to him.
I guess I will follow.
Okay. Moving ahead several minutes, almost like you're watching this in fast forward. Everything goes through, you see them fight a creature plague related in this tunnel. You can see other creatures, but they don't notice you as you move through, and then they fight against this large dragon inside this catacomb, filled with a plague river of sorts, with a large golden sarcophagus at the end. Eventually, after defeating the dragon, you see them open it up. Things change due to something that happened, but you do see that the humanoid elf disappears. The cloaked one looks at you. Bear with me for a second. Starts wiping away off the players off the field. As you see, this person didn't go anywhere, but they just vanished as he reappears. Steps forward. Kneels in front of him. Malik. Welcome back. Who's this one? Don't worry. He's just here to observe. You would kindly, as he points over to Malik, head back towards the tunnel. The way is all set for you. Very well. I'm curious to see what this time has set. As this, unable to tell specifically what necessarily Malik is. Looking like a perfect blend between elf and human that you've never seen before. Almost like a human features, but almost has the most extreme version of an elf. Highest pointed ears, long extremities, but gorgeous features. This cloaked one looks at you. That is part one of our visit. That is Malik. The first halfling, the first half-elf ever. If it wasn't for his mixed bloodline, you and I wouldn't exist. But because of him, we can continue on with what we're planning to do.
What will that be?
Allowing the first to rule where they were never given the right to. But many barriers were put down to prevent this. Barriers that the elders decided to put down to make sure we could not gain too much power. Think of yourself as many things that I said before, but not only that, a key. The key to unlock this. I think once I show you a little bit more, you'll understand. You might even want to turn and unlock that door. As you start seeing the world change around you. The castle, the mountain walls melt away from you until you find yourself into what looks like a large desert area. Very Egyptian in style. Pyramids, buildings. As you see, a lot of races in here are specifically maybe at their adolescence. You see mostly humans, you see mostly elves, but you see no mixed breeding. At the top of this large temple throne, that you see two glorious angels, 4 wings apiece, twins, giving birth to their first child using their magic. As you can see, Malik was born. We're going to take a break there. I need a drink. I need to go back over some of my notes. So we'll be back in 10 minutes.
smoke. Like,
And we're back. So, seen in this vision, you are obviously at a time way in the past where you see these two twin angels use magic to give birth to a son. Or specifically a creature itself without gender. Trying to create the first hybrid. Trying to create peace in a war that existed between humans and elves. That created a first that is one of each. Claiming him to be the first, the only, Malekith, the Alpha and the Omega. Time moves forward as you see that they rule with these two angels. Until an argument happens. Malik doesn't want to pick a side. Malik doesn't like the humans. Malik doesn't like the elves. Malik doesn't like to be subjugated and always chosen between the two. Malik wants the power to create other hybrids. Tieflings. Half-orcs. Others. But was denied. Eventually was able to see this image of him casting some kind of spell. You see him in this ancient throne room. With 9 sarcophaguses all over the place. One statue at the end of a dragon. As he kneels. Grandfather, I beseech you. Have words with me. Hear my plead. As the eyes of the dragon lights up. As you immediately see the walls turn to stars in space. As you see the floor itself turns into a hand. What would you have with me, grandson? I offer you one gift, one offering. What would you have of me? My parents, my mothers, your daughters have grown too powerful. They become at war with each other over something so trivial as racial disputes. But I can't stop them. You can. I have chosen to not interfere. I will only reset what they have broken. Then give me the power. Allow me to right their wrongs. After several debates, going on about half an hour. Very well. I will not directly help you, but I'll give you the ability to take what you believe is yours and do with what you will. You're not wrong. As you were born, you should also have the right to create others. As you see his hands clench, as each sarcophagus itself opens itself up, as you see these 9 knights lift themselves up with a similar greatsword in each hand. Lifts his hand and glows, as each blade itself glows and transforms. Starts circling around him. I grant you the power of my sons. They did not have immortality like my daughters, but they had the swords of my power. I'll grant you this power, but I only give you 1. The other 8 I will cast upon the world. If someone else is worthy, they will achieve this power. But if you so desire for my daughters, your mothers, to be judged, let this blade make you an executioner. He grabs one as immediately the other 8 are sent to the stars. Afterwards, you see a war. Only something similar that you've seen in paintings. You've seen something like this before. Mural. Angel on one side, angel on the other side, humans on one side, elves on one side, colliding. You only see two figures in the middle. A half-elf, Malik. Another one in the distance, still unknown to you. As the image goes back out and you're outside the door. Well, I made my promise. I will honor your request. Let your chains get relatched to the pole. You start to see this illusion disappear. You start to see who's chained up, attached to the throne. Drow, but more. Female. Looks familiar, but it's hard to really get the picture. You gotta really focus. The flames in here, whether intentional or not, make things hard to see for you. You're used to the fire. You're born of it. But something about this fire is foreign to you. But you start to focus harder and harder. So you start to see horns, long hair, until you see an older version of Dahlia latched up to the throne. Different things start coming to your head. You start to see more things that were hidden from you. You looked at your hands before, but maybe you weren't ready to see everything. You look at the distance and you look at Dahlia. Dahlia has a ring on. Look at your hands. You too have a ring on. The cloaked one starts walking back and forth. Need no introductions. This is the issue we have. She has the key as well. Immediately, Dahlia tries to say something. Please don't. Immediately, just like closes her mouth and shuts her up, stopping her from saying anything. Doesn't touch her, but like casts a spell to keep her mouth closed. Almost you can see a pure sight of anger come from him to her. We're gonna switch to the group outside. So, at this point, after about 10 minutes after y'all arrive, you immediately just see like this calm body and you immediately just get a jolt. As you immediately just almost see like this deep breath, almost like Gaju sucked in all the air into his body and immediately was dehydrated for like seconds and immediately just like saw like ribs. And about 5 seconds later, just exhaled. You can see almost burning to the skin where there should not be burning. Looks like Gaju's not taking pain from it. But anybody who doesn't have a resistance to pain, I won't give you damage, but if you touch, it's hot. Almost too hot to handle. Anybody who's not a tiefling here has a problem touching Gaju. What would you like to do?
I did the cure wounds. Oh God.
I was gonna try healing hands.
I would just like to point out that canonically Gaju is too hot.
Astute observation.
Just feels right.
Does cure wounds do anything?
So you cast Cure Wounds. It looks like whatever physical damage was taken, you can roll Cure Wounds to see how much you can actually heal for it.
I sure will. In 1 second.
Can I try and like focus on my tattoos and see if I can feel anything?
Absolutely.
Because I know they can heal now, but...
Insight check on yourself, please. And Dahlia, what'd you get?
Did I?
Oh,
Okay. I had to remember how to cast it.
I did not
What?
roll good.
Okay, fine. I'll cast it there. It's like you have no second level spell slot. What? Did I fuck with my spell slots? I have spell slots. Oh, I'm so silly.
What'd you do?
I set them all to 0 because I thought it meant used and not how
Silly.
many that was.
Silly.
I'm
Oh.
so goofy.
I was gonna say, were you dealing?
I
with-
haven't
Yeah,
casted
you
it.
were
I don't think
casting a bunch of. Yeah, because you were casting a bunch to deal with your sunburn, but that was a couple days ago.
Yeah, I was being super silly there. But I thought I fixed it. Oh my G, cast it.
You can just click on the healing marker and just roll that way.
I thought I did. Oh. 13.
Okay. So you see
Only
a little
took
bit of
20
bruise go
20
away.
minutes.
Gaju, in this world, you heal for half of that. So you heal for 6. So
Does any...
to you, Dahlia, you can see that the superficial wound itself is healed, but you can still feel like there's some damage within. What'd you get, Sophia?
A 6.
Doing an insight check on yourself, you can definitely tell that something about these tattoos can react to whatever's happening now, but you do not understand how they work, how to use them, or what the purpose they do.
Really focus.
Okay.
And
If
I
you,
look kind of pained.
okay. If you want, you can take the rest of this time up till we switch back to Gaju to completely focus on yourself. You can give me insight with advantage. That means it's the only
I'm
thing
gonna
you
try
do.
and do that.
Okay.
It probably won't do anything, but Dolly's going to try to cast Lesser Restoration too.
Oh, okay. I'll give you an answer in a little bit, because it's going to take you a little time to
Okay.
figure it out. Anybody else?
Ren
Think-
looks around at the group. Does anyone have the ability to see inside someone's mind? I feel like this is a prison outside of his body.
I mean, I have detect thoughts, but I don't know if I can use that if I'm really focused on my tattoos.
I'd say you're focused on your tattoos. You don't have... you
I
can actually
instantly
do
grab
stuff.
his forehead and cast Detect Thoughts.
Since he's not really there, you can't resist. As far as the overall thoughts, the surface thoughts, what are your surface thoughts right now, Gaju? What are like the basic things?
Anger, confusion, hate.
So, normal Gaju.
Nah, these are more extreme.
Oh, okay.
Almost borderline. I'm going to murder somebody.
Fair enough.
And a hint of protectiveness.
I'd say... because you have to roll to go deeper, correctly, Apollo?
No, they make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Just even though you're not controlling this, God, you just give me a wisdom saving throw just to see if Apollo can appear a little
Okay.
bit more into your mind.
Don't beat a 16.
Does that need to be a disadvantage or anything because I'm technically not conscious of it?
I'd say no. Yeah, we're just gonna work for this for funsies, just for cinematic appeal.
You said wisdom?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's 19.
Yeah, whatever's going on, Apollo, you can get the surface thoughts, but whatever's happening here, either the mind is blocked or just not there.
Okay. I know Dahlia was saying something about casting Lesser Resto or Restoration.
I know as a player it probably won't do anything, but she's just trying every option at this point.
I will say real quick though, Apollo, you will know that the few times when this has happened with this specific spell that you're doing, the only time when this happened, you weren't able to reach them because the person you were doing would have gone through astral projection. So you weren't able to go through their mind. So it seems very similar to that. And Dahlia, you're going to do what?
She would try to cast Lesser Restoration, just like to see if a different spell would do the trick.
Okay. So you do Lesser Restoration. You can see, like, at this moment, like, the body itself, like, in reaction, Gaju doesn't wake up, but almost, like, reacts and kind of, like, spits up some of the liquid that was the poison, but still unconscious.
Seeing the poison start coming out, combined with what I know from the books and my successful Arcana roll from before, I'm going to dig deep, and I'm going to go ahead and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Ooh. That was my next move.
Okay.
Ooh.
You cast Dispel Magic.
I will do it at 5th level.
Okay. All right. So you cast Dispel Magic. I just remind me. Just read how the spell magic works again.
Dispel Magic. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell or third level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. At higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 4th or higher, you automatically end the effects of a spell on the target if the spell's level is equal to or less than the level of the spell slot you used.
Okay, alright, so there's several magical effects that happen to Gaju. You're doing it at a high level, so I'll allow you to roll me a d6.
Okay. A d6?
Yep, roll me a d6 twice. Depending on those, there's 6 magical effects that are affecting Gaju right now. Depending on which ones, so I will actually remove those from Gaju.
Okay. First one's a 1 and a 3.
Okay. Gaju, I'll let you know when we get back to you about what actually happens. This will actually be kind of fun because I did not expect this. So.
Oh boy.
All right. Anybody else?
Ren
Well,
is
2
going
other people
to
did the things that I was
perimeter.
going to do, so I'm just going to stand there looking. Dira's standing there
Don't
looking
count
very
out.
uncomfortable.
Don't count out the Dispel Magic, though, because if Apollo figures out that there's multiple effects, he might need your help. Ren, feeling super useless about this particular thing, is going to scout around, making sure that no one's following their trail, making sure they didn't make any noise, that people aren't coming to look for them.
Would Psychic Whispers potentially work? I want to take a stab at that.
Cool.
Psychic Whispers.
Yeah, so I can choose up to 4 creatures I can see, and then for a d6 die, I can speak telepathically with them, and they can respond as long as we are within 1 mile.
Okay.
We don't have to speak a common language to understand each other. I could try that and see if it reaches him.
Okay. Is there any checks that need to be made? No?
So I choose it, I roll a d6, and then that just tells me how many hours, though, I can use it. Excellent. I rolled a 5, so I don't even know if it's gonna work, though, so. But, she would try to touch his temples and, like, lean over him, and she'll just say, Gaiju, I need you to come back to us.
Okay.
See if she gets a response.
Okay. Alright. With that, we head back into Gaju. As you are relocked up back to the pillar you started at, and you now see, even though looking different, clear as day is Dahlia. Probably has changed as much as the body you've taken over. Now putting things together, you know, yeah, you are you, but you're taking over the future you. And thus this is the future Dahlia. Does not look overly aged, has progressed very well. Horns are longer. Different outfit. No longer wearing aberrant wares. Unarmed. Looks like someone worked over pretty hard. But she's chained. She can't speak due to the spell. At this point, you hear the message from Dahlia. You can't respond, but you can hear it. At that same point, your shackles disappear. And all your strength has returned. You are no longer bound to the pillar. And you're no longer restrained by the spell. As immediately the cloaked one draws his sword. Back up! I don't know who's helping you. But get back to the pillar.
Sorry, I'm just checking something on my sheet.
Take your time. You know what? We need to make Nuri playbook of these. We need to make this.
Do it.
They come with custom printing.
Hell yeah. It's the next thing.
Shut
We
up
went
and-
t-shirts and sweatshirts. Now
Shut
they got
up
to
and take my money.
Joe, while this is going on, would it have been possible for Apollo? I know it's only would have been able in combat technically to use a cantrip, but could I quicken to cast Dispel Magic at a 4th level also?
just to manage your spells more properly, you're implying?
No, I mean like hit him with a 5th, and then if it feels like it worked, I would quicken and hit again with a 4th. Would I have been known that the 5th worked?
I wouldn't say you would know what it did.
But
You
did
just-
it work?
Yeah, you don't know if it worked. You just did it.
Okay.
You have nothing to base it off of.
Okay.
If you think in character, you would try it again. Absolutely. But
I think Apollo would be panicking and would just like, this is the only thing I know. Magical effects are affecting him. Something's going on. Maybe it just didn't work. Let me try again, and would hit again with a 4th.
okay, got it. So you go ahead and hit another 4th with Quicken. All right, roll me another. This time, roll me a D4. Twice.
One and a 4.
Okay. I'll wait till Gaju's ready because I don't want to throw you with too much information, but 2 more things have happened.
Yeah. Okay. Older Dahlia is at the base of the throne.
Yeah, you know what? I'll put her token down. There you go.
And where is the chain connecting her?
There you go. It's like actually
There.
wrapped around the whole stone. It's not just like busted right into a hole. It is actually like wrapped around like a tree.
Okay. Okay, and the cloaked figure in front of me, does he look corporeal?
He looks as physical as you are.
I'm going to hit him with a 4th level moonbeam.
Oh shit. Okay. Alright, cool. FYI, yourself in the future is level 20. So,
Okay.
so however that would be for Moonbeam for you. I just say cast Moonbeam as if you're at your highest. Was it Moonbeam? Is it Wisdom? I think it's Wisdom. So just act as if you got 20 of Wisdom. Because Moonbeam would be a druid
Should be
spell.
whatever his Oh,
Moon-
he's got a different modifier.
Oh, true. But yeah. Well, just roll it. I'd say just add like +2 to it. +2 to it.
To the
Damage.
Moonbeam has a save.
Okay. What's the save throw? Wisdom?
It's Constitution.
Constitution. Ah! Damn it!
So, what would your max save be if your stat was maxed out?
Yeah,
What is the saving throw at right now?
currently 15.
I'll say it's 17.
Okay.
Okay, he got an 18. So he does beat, but he does still take half damage.
Okay, so he's gonna take 4d10 damage.
Okay. Alright, cool. Oh, thank you for rating. I appreciate it.
23.
23. Okay, so someone in here, because this might unveil something. Someone in here but Gaju, just roll me a d6.
Dice of destiny.
I rolled a 6.
Roll a 6. Okay. So as you blast this out of nowhere, you immediately notice that another spell effect has ended on you. As all of a sudden, you have some kind of longsword you've never recognized before, but you have some kind of platinum longsword in your hand and some kind of bone shield in the other. Your AC is +3. And the specific weapon you have is a +3 magical longsword. Immediately as this blast fires at him, he immediately recoils back, taking the damage. But you notice that whatever he was doing, he was focused on concentrating. Very similar to how your bandana works. As you start noticing the ability of his cloak starts to fade. You start to see coloration come to his full black cloak. Gotta switch his token. It's not going to change too much, but there is a difference. As you start to see color come into the cloak, you now see browns, you now see reds. He's trying to focus. As you hear the large creature behind him. What are you afraid of? Just allow him to see. Fuck that, as he immediately just refocuses back on it. He's refusing to let the power of the cloak dissipate.
Lord!
We're gonna go into combat.
We're not there. I'm so scared.
Remember the dispels.
Alright. Oh god, I was
Listen.
not...
It's like,
I
please,
had it ready, but I
please.
didn't want it to be combat. But we're going there. Alright, cool. Alright, roll
I
the
don't
initiative.
have any complaints.
Then you should have taken
about-
someone other than Gaju.
Yeah, level 20 Gaju not going into initiative. This is what I pay you the big dollars for, Joe. Which
The best part is I know
no dollars.
exactly how his levels are.
Yeah?
Best person.
I
to
planned
take
that
you to
far
this.
ahead.
Okay. Alright, cool.
And we
Alright,
love
so he has
gravity for it.
a 18 for initiative. What'd you get?
Spooky 20.
Okay, so you get to go first. So, he draws out his, what looks like this scimitar that's made out of crimson and black. Almost kind of like a blood ritual scimitar. And he immediately pulls out an arcane shield that's just glowing off his left arm. Go ahead.
Did he move? Or is he staying there?
He's still staying there. He's just on the defensive.
Okay.
Are you still concentrating on Moonbeam? Because doesn't he take it at the beginning of your?
Yeah, at the
turn?
beginning at the beginning of his
my
turn.
Beginning of my turn.
Yeah. So I guess I have a +3 longsword, so I'm gonna use it so I don't lose Moonbeam. So I'm trying to figure out how I need to roll for that.
Okay, so just roll. Just do this. Just roll. I'm assuming what is better for you, strength or dexterity?
Strength.
Okay, so just roll strength, add your proficiency, and +3.
Where's my proficiency?
Let's see. Everybody's proficiency right now should be, I think, a +3. Let me check. Everybody's proficiency is a +3. So roll strength, add 3, add 6 then. Roll strength and add 6.
And then do I add the +3 of the longsword?
That is
or
part of
is that
6.
for damage?
It's well, you also
Your
add 3 to damage.
proficiency bonus.
It's
Your
+3 for
proficiency
proficiency.
bonus at level 20 would be way higher.
Oh, that's true. So you'd actually be +5. So it's actually
Wait, is it strength plus proficiency plus the longsword?
correct. So it'd be a strength +8.
Strength +8. Okay. And then... Don't fail me now. I can math. 24 to
That's
hit.
a hit. That's a hit.
Okay, what's the damage for the sword?
Sword would be 2d10 +6.
Uh, 16.
Okay, 16 points of damage. Let's see. I'd assume you at level 20 you still wouldn't have an extra attack because you would still be.
I plan on being a level 14 druid, level 3 barbarian, and level 3 warlock. So
No extra attack then. Okay. Bonus action, anything?
not yet.
Okay. On his turn, he's going to use his bonus action to keep concentrating on his cloak. And he's going to just yell at you, "This didn't have to be this way. We could have done this calmly." As he immediately tries to attack you with the scimitar. Oh, fuck. 17 to hit?
If I have a plus
+3.
3 to my current armor,
Yeah.
it misses.
He's going to take an extra attack.
Thank you for a 19 AC, Joe.
You're welcome. Okay, so 19 to hit, which it just does. He's going to do... Oh, that's a wrong fucking...
Oh, he also takes moonbeam damage.
Oh, right. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw, which is a natural 20, so half damage.
So that's half damage?
Yep.
Okay. Do I need to roll the damage again? Because I don't remember.
Yeah, roll the damage again.
Okay. I think I said it was 40/10?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, 14, so 7 for
Okay.
half.
All right, and then on his second action, second attack, he's going to do 24 points of slashing damage against you. With
Okay.
the scimitar. He's going to take his last, his last extra attack. And 26 to hit.
Yeah.
He's a level 20 as well. 21 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
DM, question, did we ever find out what the other Dispel Magic did?
4 things. So it removed the chains, it removed the strength barrier, it allowed Gaju to gain the weapons that were being disappeared from his time. And what was the 4th one? It was it was 2 things. It was the sword and shield.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know that was part of that.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. So your turn.
Okay. Does casting Cure Wounds negate Moonbeam?
No, because it's not concentration.
Okay. Level 3 Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Let's see, so that's 3d8 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 back to me, thank God. And I would like to bonus action Rage.
Okay.
You'll get more healing points than that because it's the d8s plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which probably
Be a +5 by now, so you would get additional 5.
Additional 5. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
just trying to keep you alive.
Please don't die.
Trying.
Anything else on your turn?
I don't think I have any other bonus actions,
Okay.
so... Oh, wait. If I rage, that's gonna dispel Moonbeam.
Technically, yes. So you can take it back if you'd like. Well, you know what? Let me check. Because you're not casting after you rage, and as long as you're concentrating on it, so...
I don't think you can concentrate on spells while you're raging.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
Alright, that's fine. Alright,
I
so
will...
So angry.
yeah.
I will just take it back then. I don't think I have any other bonus actions except for Hellish Rebuke, and I can't use it right now.
Okay.
So, I will just keep hitting him with Moonbeam.
Okay, so at the beginning of this turn, go ahead and I'll roll Constitution saving throw. That is a 19, so half damage.
I can math. 26, so 13.
Yep. Okay. So after blasting, before he takes his attack, you see some of his concentration on his cloak has diminished. You again once see color come into a full black cloak. It looks like the cloak was intentionally meant to hide him. Much like your bandana that's meant to hide your tiefling features, that's exactly what his cloak does. As you see, some of it starts to pull away, and you start to see colors come from his cloak, now turn into more of a brown and crimson and black leathers. You start to see, even though his hood's up, you start to see points come in from underneath it, as if it's being held up by some kind of extremity on his skull. You start to see his boots fade away, as he has hooves. As you start to see a tail appear, where there was none before. As he just screams at you, "We didn't have to do this!" As he immediately tries to attack. 19 to hit.
That hits.
28 points of slashing damage. Extra attack. 22 to hit. That's only 14 points of damage. And third
I'm down.
attack, you're down. As you get
Would
put...
your hit points be higher?
My hit points would be higher.
It would be higher. Let's see. If you are... Let's say if you...
I also plan on taking the tough feat.
Okay, let's say you got an extra... So you're at level 9 right now, so you would have...
Double your hit points.
Yeah,
and
you'd have
add
double your
whatever
hit
Tough
points.
would add.
Yeah, so you would have double your hit points. So just put yourself back up at full life, and we'll just go from there. Third attack.
So double it right now? Or...
So just do this. You went down to 0, so just put yourself back up at full life.
Okay.
So just heal all the way.
Okay, so it was 28, and then what was the second attack?
I think I said 14. 14 points of damage because it was really low. Third attack is 22 to hit. That's 23 points of damage. And he is going to Gonna end his turn there.
Peace wasn't an option when you dragged me into this hell. Could I done Hellish Rebuke
Sure.
on that last attack?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so where is it? I don't remember the damage. Is it like 2d10 or something?
It'd be 3d10 because of your tiefling feature.
3d10. Okay. $13 damage.
Okay.
So that's a bonus action. So I will.
Isn't Hellish Rebuke a reaction?
That would have been the reaction. That's what he's
Oh,
claiming.
right.
Yeah, that's what he's claiming. Aren't you? Is it? Yeah, because you were
Yeah.
reacting to the attack.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I will. I'm not doing well already.
Sorry, not to interrupt. What level druid are you, Gaju? At 20?
Would be 14.
So you would have access to a level 7 spell, by the way.
Immaculate. One level 7.
1 level 7, 1 level 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, sorry. 3,
Making this
4,
very complicated.
4, 3.
Stand by. Hang on. I'm going to screenshot and I'll send it in
22,
chat.
One of
18.
those 7s could be reverse gravity or
Sending in chat. The bottom row
Thank
is your
you.
spell.
regenerate or plane shift.
So the bottom row, 7 is the far right one. And you have an additional cantrip.
Plane shift is a 7th level spell.
I don't know if I could plane shift back into time, though.
You can plane shift the fuck out of there.
Reverse gravity is also a 7th level spell, you know.
Reverse yourself.
Yeah, reverse yourself.
That's actually a excellent plan. I will do reverse gravity.
Okay. So how does reverse gravity work?
I have it pulled up. The spell reverses gravity in a 50-foot radius. 100-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range. All creatures and objects that aren't somehow anchored to the ground in the area fall upward and reach the top of the area when you cast the spell.
Okay.
A creature can make a dexterity saving throw to grab onto a fixed object it can reach, thus avoiding the fall but being pulled up.
Okay, so
If
take
some
up the whole
solid
room.
object, some solid object such as a ceiling is encountered in this fall, falling objects and creatures strike it just as they would during a normal downward fall. If an object or creature reaches the top area without striking anything, it remains there oscillating slightly for the duration. At the end of the duration, all affected objects and creatures fall back down. So it sounds like it takes falling damage if it goes up and hits something too.
So basically, you're falling from the ground to the ceiling.
Yes.
Okay, so remind me, does it affect me or just other people?
I would assume it would affect you too.
Okay.
You are chained up though, aren't you? Oh no, you're not.
Everything
anymore.
within range.
My
Yeah,
chains
so-
disappeared. Is there anything nearby me?
I mean, there's
That I
there's
can
plenty
grab?
of there's plenty of exposed rock. So if you're prepared for it, I could say you could quick grab a piece of slab to hold yourself down as you reverse gravity.
Okay, I will do that then. How far? I have 35 feet, unless that changes by level 20. How far can I get? Say towards Malik.
If you reverse it and then try to get to him.
No, so I have 35 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
If I try to go towards him, how close can I get?
You're already right up in his Malik isn't there. I'm sorry, Malik isn't there. He left once you guys entered back into this area.
What do you mean entered back in the area?
The person you're fighting is not Malik.
No, I know that, but like, isn't he spectating?
No.
Where are we then?
You're back over in the ritual room where you started.
Visions were like in a different.
Is the throne there? Is older Dahlia still there?
Yep. But where you saw Malik was inside the half elf dimension. So when you entered that door, that's where you saw Malik. You left that already.
So I'm trying to grasp because I'm looking at the map. Who is on the throne?
So that's Lord Demos.
Demos. Okay. Okay. So 35 feet towards him. How can I get? How close can I get?
Let's do the measurement.
Because you said I could get the whole room, but from what I can tell, he's farther than
35 feet would be that. So it'd get you to about here. To about here.
Okay. What is the range on reverse gravity?
I think it was 90 feet,
100,
right?
It's
100.
100 feet, and it takes up a 50-foot radius cylinder that's 100 feet high.
Okay, so it wouldn't hit him, but it would hit the...
If you centered it on yourself and you were midway between the two of them, it goes 50 feet either direction. So how far would you be away from them if you moved 35 feet toward them? Question.
So 50 feet is...
Okay,
That's 50 feet.
So
can you move me 35 feet towards Deimos?
Okay.
And then center it on me. What does that do?
So 50 feet, that puts it right on him.
Hell yeah.
That.
That right
And
there,
I'm going
officer.
to grab whatever is most stable into the ground.
Okay. Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay, so you're gonna do reverse, and so you're gonna hold on to it. They're immediately gonna go essentially down, as you flip everything around. So let's see, that'd be 100 feet. The ceiling itself is 50 feet high, so they're gonna take falling damage. So let's
Older
see.
Dahlia is chained.
She's
to
changed,
the
so
throne,
she's fine. So
she
she's
will be
more like
fine.
she's like hanging from the ceiling at this point now.
Hell yeah.
Gravity, I sent you a level 6 spell in the chat, just heads up.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's see. The concealed one takes 24 points of falling damage, and Demos takes only 5 points due to his resistance, and the fact that he's larger, so he won't take as much from falling. So essentially, they would be. So based on the things of the spell, they're technically standing right side up now, and you're hanging from the ceiling, correct? Because how long does the spell end?
It lasts for up to 1 minute as long as Gaju is concentrating on it. So the rest of combat, if they don't break their concentration.
Okay. So
Thank
if
you.
we're reversing everything, yeah, they take the falling damage, but now the ceiling is now the floor, and you're hanging from a piece.
High concentration.
You're hanging from a piece of the floor. Okay, so you did that. Anything else you want to do while you're hanging there?
They have to make a deck save. If they can reach a fixed object, they are allowed to make a deck save. So you know.
Oh, gotcha.
But it would be whatever Gaju's full
They both
save
failed.
is.
There's no way it would have worked. There's no way it worked. They both got
Okay.
it. They both got a 9. There's no way it would have worked.
And then they take falling damage equivalent to how far they fell.
Yeah, I
which
already
is
gave them falling damage.
Sweet. Amazing.
It's a 50-foot high building, so they took 50 feet of falling damage.
Sweet.
Okay. Let's see. I've used my action. My movement. Oh, is reverse gravity well, it is a concentration, so Moonbeam now drops.
Yeah.
So
Now, technically, I could say
think
that
that-
if you wanted to, let's see, because that you cast reverse gravity as an action, right? Or was it a bonus action?
yeah,
Okay,
I believe in action.
and then what's Moonbeam for you? Is that an action or bonus action for you?
Action.
Action. What you can do is next turn you can just cast Moonbeam, disengage reverse gravity, then they gotta fall again, and then you're right side up.
But if they are, the one guy's been a melee fighter against you this whole time, and now he can't reach you, so
Sure.
that might be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm trying to do something specific, so unless I can move more, that's my turn.
Okay. I need Dahlia to do me a favor.
Oh boy.
Roll me a d20.
Oh god.
While she's doing that, Gaju, technically 8th level, you can take on the form of a flying creature of CR1.
11.
11. Okay. At this point, he's getting up, like, really in pain. As he's looking up or down at you, depending on how you want to depict it.
This is older Dahlia.
No, the assailant. Dahlia's just hanging there. She can't speak.
Just chilling.
You can see that, like, tears are coming from his eyes as he just get pissed off. It's like, as, like, the bigger creature Deimos immediately looks at it. Choose. Kill him or kill her. He starts walking over to Deimos. Let's see, how far can you go? He has 45 feet of movement speed, so 5, 10, 15.
So they're on the ceiling right now?
Yeah, but reverse gravity, so
Okay.
they're walking. So about there.
Walking along the ceiling now.
Yep. Yep. So he gets about there. He can't reach Dahlia yet. But he gets close, and he just puts his scimitar. It can't reach yet, because he's 10 feet away, but puts it. Choose! I have no choice about this. I am sorry. This wasn't supposed to be like this.
Wait, is she on the ground or is she on the ceiling?
She's on the
She
ceiling
should be
with them.
You.
Why would she?
No, she's chained up.
she
so
was chained to the
wouldn't
ground.
fall. She wouldn't fall.
But she's still
She's
hanging.
chained
The
to the
chain's
ground.
long. She's still hanging to this
Oh,
long
okay.
chain.
Damn it.
It's like she's not attached to the boulder. Like the wrappings around the boulder, but she still's got loose chain. She just can't move. So
Okay, you
she's
never
hanging really
stated
long.
that, so.
No, he did. He said it was around the throne.
Well, around the throne, he didn't say it was long.
Well,
but-
If
I
it's
didn't
at the
imply
throne.
it was long just because she's close by, but yeah, I mean like she's given some slack. She just can't move. But yeah, feeling like looking totally distraught, he gives you an option. Pick one. We did not have to do this. You can sheath your weapon. You can continue with this. Or you can continue with what I wanted. I don't have a choice. Pick one.
Sorry, I just need to.
Okay, the suspense with the music is pretty epic.
Yeah, literally.
The music isn't working on that
Oh no.
for some reason. It hasn't been for like.
Oh no.
since
It's
we
my
came back
turn
from
now?
break.
Yeah, he uses movement and he can't reach her, so he's just threatening you with a 10-foot gap. Feel free to take your time. I totally get it.
Yeah, it's just not being
Can
prepared
we-
at all for a level 20 was certainly something.
Sure.
Can we come back to us?
Sure. Yeah. Let
I mean, I have
them get
a move ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just if you wanted time to think, I was gonna switch back to us.
Yeah,
so you
no.
could-
How far off the ground is Dahlia currently?
40 feet.
40 feet. If I drop reverse gravity, is she gonna hit the ground before my turn is over?
Oh, let's see how far you. Let me see. You got 30 feet of movement speed.
The rules
35.
of falling is you immediately fall 500 feet, and then if you have more room to fall, you start 500 more feet on your next round.
Fair enough.
So if you go by
Um,
rules as written,
Well, I
That's
go
how-
by the
yeah.
whole turn happens at once, so it's. Let's see. Let me see how far we can get you. So that would be 50
Okay, yeah.
feet. You wouldn't be able to reach. If you disengage your spell, you would not be able to reach Dahlia before the end of her turn. So Dahlia would have fallen before
Okay.
you reach her.
Where can you move me 35 feet towards her?
Sure.
Okay. This is so calculated. I'm going to drop reverse gravity.
Okay. So
And
you
as
move-
she gets within 30 feet of me, I'm going to cast Wind Walk on both of us.
Okay. All right.
Not gonna work.
This time, anticipating it, Demos uses his wings so he doesn't take falling damage and he flies. Unfortunately, the concealed one does not have wings, so he fails on dexterity saving throw. So he's gonna take falling damage. Yeah, he takes some damage. Okay, so you're able to brace your fall with your spell along with yourself.
So for Wind Walk, older Dahlia and I have a flying speed of 300 feet, resistance to damage from non-magical items. The only actions we can take are the dash action or revert to normal form, which takes, I think, a minute. So... yeah, I don't know. Whose turn is it right now?
I mean, if that was the rest of your turn, they would have ended there because you did disengage reverse gravity, you
yeah,
did the movement.
yeah, okay. So yeah, that'll be my turn, but
I hate to do
I
this,
did what I
guys.
wanted to do.
It takes a minute to cast that.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, okay, yeah, okay,
Okay.
yeah, sure. So do you have something else that you can stop her falling damage?
that wasn't the point of that spell. It was
Oh.
for a different reason.
Gotcha.
Why is the music synced up so damn perfectly? Like we're all like
I feel
hyped,
like
and
if
then
this
we're all
was
like,
a movie, it's just slow motion as everything's going through Gaju's mind, and they're reaching for them, and
Gaju,
this
if
is
you want,
such an
we'll come back to you. We'll
moment.
switch back to the present time, people.
Okay.
So, at this
I
point,
don't have my well-shaped cards handy either.
at this point, outside, back in present day, you start noticing cuts on Gaju's body, slashes by a blade of some sort. They're not deep, but they're doing some damage. You also see that there seems to be arcane energy being cast from Gaju, but more than what Gaju should be able to cast. What would you all like to do?
did I get anything from my tingly tattoos?
Yes, that's right. What'd you get
Joe,
for? Yep.
before you explain what you're doing, can you just repeat what you said when you went back to us? I had all of my sound disappeared, so I missed when you shift scenes.
You notice two things. One is there's several cuts, not too deep, around Gaju's body from a very precise blade. And then one, it seems like Gaju's channeling some kind of arcane energy, but more than what Gaju should be able to handle. So for your check for insight on your body, you start to notice that your tattoos aren't necessarily glowing, but you seem to be reacting to it. Almost like if you do something, they will glow. Your body does seem to be reacting to it in a certain way, but you don't know how, and you don't know what would actually make it react more proficiently, if that makes any sense. You're just... It's almost like you're hot, but you're not there yet.
Can I deal with the pain and lay on hands?
Absolutely. How much you want to put on... How much lay on hands do you want to give to Gaju?
It comes with my tattoos, so it's not a spell.
Okay, so...
Let me go to it really quick.
So lay on hands
I wasn't ready.
For a...
I can restore 9 hit points.
Okay. That would be normal for an Azamar. For you with the tattoos, you get to do your level times 4. So you get 9 times, so you get 36 hit points you can use.
I'm gonna panic and 36 points.
At the same time as she's...
All the heals.
Never mind, because it's not going to change it. At the same time as she's doing that, I'm actually going to cast Beacon of Hope.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to cast it on all of us. It says any number of creatures within range is going to be all of us, just in case. So that is... for the duration, each target has advantage on Wisdom saving throws and Death saving throws, and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
Okay, so Gaju would get 36 points back.
I'm gonna hit with that last 4th level, another 4th level dispel.
Okay. All right. Hang on one second. For Zephynia, as you press upon life, not all your tattoos glow, but your tattoos from your wrist up to your elbow start to glow. Doesn't necessarily react to actually giving life, it just reacts to you being so close. And then maybe as you press up further, they start to go higher. Almost as if you're within like a foot of Gaju's body. Those amount of tattoos react. Do you decide to get as close as possible?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get as close as possible, as all the way up to your face do the tattoos react. They start to glow platinum blue. They start to shine and almost illuminate like 10 feet around everyone. At this point, even with your coils on that makes you have larger wings, your wings seem to almost grow for a temporary amount of time. You start to have angelic, large wings that span up to 10 feet apiece for a time being. It's almost like you're channeling straight celestial energy. You hear 2 words in your head and expect a response. Peace, war. How do you respond? You only have to respond in your head.
Good.
Peace, war.
I want peace for us.
Okay.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to see my friends die.
You get an image
Peace.
as you say the word peace of a smaller girl. Silver blonde hair, trapped at the current moment. As some energy travels through her to you. As you push energy down. To everyone else, Zephynia disappears.
What the... Jack!
Alright, guys.
Now
Gaju.
what?
Zephynia appears next to you. Zephynia, we're gonna put your token on the board.
Does she look older?
No, she looks exactly the same.
I have to figure out how to
Oh,
do this again.
yes.
There I am.
So Zephyr is the same level, but
I cannot drag it over.
I put you on. I have to drag you on top.
Oh. Thank you.
But all of a sudden you appear in this ritualistic room, and as you see a combat happen between what looks like a tiefling with this large devil in the corner, a different version of Dahlia, and Gaju, who seems older in combat.
Got you? What is going on?
I'll explain later.
Alright, Gaju, do you know what you want to do?
Are there any entrances or exits in this building?
There are
this
not. The place itself is totally contained. Sorry, I know I'm making it difficult. I apologize, but...
Oh, you're fine.
Did my last dispel do anything?
You did another dispel?
Yeah, when Dira did the beacon, I did another 4th level dispel.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, so now the spell effect that's on Gaju actually affects Dahlia. Dahlia is now freed from her shackles and now can move.
Put me in coach.
So, Gaju, if you still want some time, you can. At this point, seeing all the spells break, you see a devil stand up. Enough time has been spent. You have wasted too much time. As he starts walking down each step. You apparently have too much of your parents in you. Walks in closer. He takes his hand, slams down. I need Gaju and Dahlia to give me dexterity saving throws. Dahlia, you can add a +3 to yours because you're acting in your creature body.
You said dexterity?
Yep.
Adding 3 to dex?
Well, you use so your dex would be, yeah, yours would be +3 as well. So yeah, both of you get +3 on your dex saving throw. Yep.
It's only a 13.
13.
Mm, 24.
24. Gaju, as you're able to dodge by, he immediately comes back and grabs Dahlia and picks her up. I've had enough patience. I've had enough wait. If I have to kill my own granddaughter to do this, I will do so.
What's it?
As he immediately takes his finger as he's grasping you and immediately just
Can
pokes you.
I take my action now?
Sure.
I would like to turn into a giant eagle
Okay.
and wrap my wings around Dahlia. And actually, if I can, rotate it so it's my body instead of hers.
Okay, so you're essentially sacrificing yourself in place of Dahlia? Is that what you're trying to
Yes.
do? Okay. Alright,
Yes.
so as you turn into use your wild shape to essentially switch positions and allow Dahlia for some freedom, going back a turn, grabs you, holds you in your position, pulls you up with a tight grip as you see this bigger than a giant's grip on you. The whole palm itself is wrapping around your body tight with restraint. Instead of saying what I'll do to my granddaughter, he looks down to his granddaughter. I have your love. I have your life. Do what I want, or he will die.
I get a turd.
Yes, you do.
I I do something?
Yeah, go ahead. You can do something.
I'm gonna scream, drop him, no! And rush at him. How close can I get?
Well, let's see. He is a 30-foot creature, so
Mhm.
you can. I mean, you can. He's You can get up to like his. You can get up to like his feet if you go up to the actual,
And if I activate my wings, how close can I get to him?
I mean, you can get up to his face. If you want?
I'm going to get up to his face, and I am going to swing my errant soldier sword at him.
Okay.
You
Oh,
should
that's
have
sad
better
for
damage
17.
'cause- Oh
Okay.
no, she's still right same level, right?
Unfortunately, that is not a hit. As you immediately
Ooh.
swing, and you do like touch him, but his hide is very, very thick. Like you
I'm gonna swing again,
Okay, swing again.
and I'm gonna aim for his eyes. 22.
I'm sorry, it's not a hit. He's a devil.
God damn.
I'm just gonna scream, let him go, and stop there.
He doesn't even bother paying attention to you as he starts squeezing on Gaju. One chance, granddaughter. Do what I want, or lose what you have.
DM, I have a question.
Absolutely, go ahead.
In the outside world, does Dahlia look the same?
Yes, because Dahlia's not taking damage in this time.
I'm
At
not
least-
there. This is me being
She's
future
like-
me, I assume.
Fully cognizant and nothing's happening to her, right? She hasn't changed.
No, she hasn't changed because, like, this is only affecting... It only affects Gaju because Gaju's taken 2 times at once.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
So she is unaffected.
She's not affected by this because this is the future, not the past.
I just wanted to check because I am like watching the group and making sure no one's coming. So I thought I would
Sure.
perceive it if it
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
happen.
yeah. I get it. Very good.
So, question. How tight is his grip on my eagle form? Like, super tight?
I'd say it's so tight you would also... I'd say on your turn you have to make a Constitution saving throw to even say if you can even stay in your form.
Funny enough, I was gonna drop the form and drop out of his hand because I'm much smaller than a giant eagle.
Sure. Sure. Okay. But it's not your turn yet, though. So,
Okay,
Dahlia.
wasn't sure.
Oh shit. Alrighty. She looks tired. Older, obviously, than present Dahlia. But there's just an exhaustion that wasn't there before. And a bit of wisdom, a little less spark.
Mhm.
And you see her shoulders sag, and she looks up at him and she says, "You've already ruined everything for me. Just leave my family out of this. Finally, please."
He just responds, then kneel.
She does it.
Okay. For cinematic
do this-
purposes,
Okay.
at the moment you kneel, the land starts to break. Stones become hot. Gaju, you shrink to your form, but at slow motion you try to reach Dahlia. You start to see her overheat. So you're about to reach to her. She explodes into a flame. As you start to hear rumbling outside, a volcano erupt. As the fires of Kaleid begin. As the devil just steps up, stretches out his wings, and just starts flying up high. time for our race to finally gain supremacy. Time for us to take over. And this is where it begins. Here and now. At that point, Gaju, you feel a pull. Helping hand, but also pulling you away from all this. As you hear her yelling to you, Gaju! Gaju! As you start to hear a familiar voice calling out to you. So you immediately feel a hand pull. And pull. Do you choose to go with the hand, or you choose to try to stay where you are?
Can I pull Zephynia with?
Sure.
Okay, I will grab her.
Okay. So you both get pulled. And as you do, you see these vines and twigs wrap around you. Pull you in from the fire. As you get pulled back into this black mist that you originally were summoned in. Zephynia, your tattoos and your wings dissipate for a second as the power no longer is activating. As you immediately see being pulled, each one by hand, by Gladland. He's pulling you in closer. I'm sorry I couldn't help you earlier. You couldn't hear me. You shouldn't have seen what you saw.
What did we see?
Am I my normal self again?
Yeah. You saw what is to come. What will happen. Nothing can change that.
There's gotta be a way to change.
Events in history will always happen. Fate cannot be changed. But details can. Just because Khalid blows doesn't mean that this sacrifice has to happen. You can choose to change it. You can choose to make sure Dahlia is not at the center of it. But no matter what happens, the fires will still happen. Khalid will be the center of the seven devils. Demos will come. The Trinity War will end, and the War of the Originals will begin. As you immediately get pulled through this void, and you start seeing what the concealed one was trying to show you. You start seeing pulled through these doors that Gaju, that Gladland's trying to hide from you, but you still see them through this, as fate is getting twisted just from you seeing ahead of time. You see within the room of the devils. You see the first devil ever created, before tieflings were ever built, right before they were bred. You see that there's a specific line of them. No matter how much they decide to choose to mate with another that is not a tiefling, they can always become a devil. You see the line eventually leads us all the way down to Silicon Gaju, Silicon Dahlia. You see Malik doing what he can to get his revenge. You see another race behind the door you do not see. Looking human as Zephynia is. But they look like hunters. Pure silver eyes. You see a line of them. They don't want to rule. Their objective, to only kill everyone left of that line. At that point, Gladland immediately pulls you up as everybody else in the present time sees Gladland appear above Gaju's body and immediately lifts up. As you can see, almost stretching out, you can see Zephynia just randomly summon, and then immediately Gaju just gasp for air.
Dolly's just looming over him like, are you okay?
I'm gonna look at Dahlia and just start crying, like tears are streaming down my face.
Where did you go? What is going on?
As you see the tallish Gladland standing back behind you.
I was literally
Give him
gonna
some
summon
breathing
him.
room.
Look at all of you. You may choose what you want to tell, but remember this. Fate cannot be changed, but the details can. What you see, tell who you will, it's completely up to you, but remember, no matter how many you tell, death will still happen. It's up to you to choose how it occurs. I am sorry, but this is the last time I can help you. If I impede anymore, I will lose. Walks over to Dahlia. Puts both hands on your shoulders, looks at you. Just remember, you have this sight as well, but don't let it consume you. What you see, don't let it show you. Don't let it consume you. Then points back over at Gaju. He will protect you. Just trust. As he starts to turn off and fade away like fairy dust, it starts to dissipate. With only the last things left is his hands on your hands. So he fades away. And that's where we're going to live for the night.
Ah,
That is... Ah!
except it's backwards on here. There we go.
No,
Oh, nice!
it's only backwards to you.
It's only
You're it to yourself.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
the stream, it's backwards though.
Oh, damn it. Wait.
Oh, there you go, there you go. No, that's right.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh my god, Amanda, that was perfect. Stop.
So,
Comedic timing.
thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the raids. I hope everybody had a good session tonight.
So much happened.
I hope you all loved it. If you are confused by anything, please check out our rest of our sessions. We got them all on Twitch, YouTube. I am actually currently uploading everything to Spotify, so you can also check them out there. We have everything on socials, so if you want to contact us anywhere, all of our artwork is posted in different locations, and you can always chat with us. So, that being said, don't forget to donate to American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Location is right at the bottom of the screen, underneath our window. Every little bit helps. And everybody
If you took emotional damage today, please donate $1 to the American.
as it immediately skyrockets to 1,000.
Can I roll for emotional damage and that'll be what I
Sure, yeah.
Damage.
But with that, everybody, thank you. We love you, and have a good night.
Night.